Hey everyone, Dante here with The Raging Geek, and today I have Hasbro's Power Rangers Street Fighter crossover. This is the Lightning Collection, and this particular figure is Morphed Cammy, and it's the Stinging Crane Ranger. Now I picked this up at GameStop, and as you can see, retail was going for $33.99 at GameStop. The day that I went to get it, and it's a funny story. So, the first time I saw this on the shelf, it was actually 2 weeks prior to the street date. And this happens to me quite often. You know, I go to the store, I see this great figure that I never seen before, and, you know, I take it to the register and they're like, "Oh, sorry, sir, we can't sell this to you. It's really not even supposed to be out on the shelf." You know, if it's not supposed to be on the shelf, then why is it in my hand? This was actually the first time it happened to me at GameStop. It's happened to me, I want to say twice at Target. Let me tell you, as a collector, nothing leaves a more bitter taste in your mouth than taking something to the register and having them tell you, "I can't sell this to you." So as I was saying, retail, it's going for $33.99. Actually, that day, all the action figures were like 10% off, and then I got an additional 5% off for being a GameStop Pro Rewards member. So it came out to be, I want to say, like $31 with tax. So not too bad. You know, I'm kind of curious as to when the Power Rangers Street Fighter crossover concept kind of got created and why. I mean, it just seems kind of out of left field. But looking at the figure, you know, it works. You know, at least for Cammy it does, in the Green Ranger. I noticed a couple of other figures. I think there was like Ryu, and I'm not sure, maybe Ken. You know, if I saw correctly in the store. They have other crossovers, so, you know, depending on who your favorite is, you know, I guess that'd be the one you grab. Let's take a look. This is the Power Rangers Street Fighter crossover. This is the Lightning Collection from Hasbro, and this is Morphed Cammy, Stinging Crane Ranger. As I mentioned in all my videos with Hasbro action figures, this is plastic-free packaging. And, yeah, I noticed they definitely have been making some nice wax paper, I guess you can say, sleeves for the figures and accessories. I mean, take a look at this. Pretty cool. And I guess you can multi-purpose this if you wanted, you know, instead of just tossing it. I mean, it's definitely nice. I mean, you can definitely reuse this. And, I mean, if you saw my video prior to this one, you know, when I did the Dritz video, you know, you have the R.A. Salvatore signature paper here, which was pretty cool. Now, the last few Hasbro figures I picked up, you know, I wasn't too thrilled about the quality of the figures. You know, I think my biggest gripe with these figures lately is the joints on either the knees or the elbows. I mean, and particularly the elbows, they don't look like they could hold up to a lot of wear and tear, basically. And, you know, when you have a joint like that, and it's kind of stiff to begin with, you know, it makes you very hesitant to kind of flex these joints a lot. I mean, because you don't know if, you know, it's just eventually going to snap. So, I mean, not that would happen, but, I mean, you never know. Let's take you through a quick articulation overview here. So the feet move up and down. They don't seem to twist Well, actually, they do a little bit. Yeah, they do twist. So you get a kind of a twist on the foot. The calves move. Upper and lower leg is double jointed. Thighs twist. Legs have good lateral posability. Her waist does not twist, but she's double jointed at the, I want to say, the torso. The top torso, very loose on mine at least. And the bottom is actually very stiff. So stiff bottom torso and kind of loose top torso. Close-fisted. She does have extra hands here. And these are the more traditional Cammy pose hands here, where, you know, when she does certain poses. The hands flex at the wrists. You can twist them at the wrists. Forearms do not turn, at least of what I can tell. I don't want to force it, but it kind of turns. Turn or twist forearms at your own risk. Double jointed at the elbows. And you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, they're very flimsy looking, at least the way they feel. But they seem to do the trick. I tell you though, the quality, I don't know if any of you purchased the Dungeons and Dragons 40th anniversary figures, but you know, a lot of the limbs were very thin, you know, legs and arms. You know, I feel like it has its limitations as far as how thin can you go with this type of design. And, you know, I think they really pushed it with those. But this one seems to be adequate, I want to say. Arms twist at the upper arm. Elbows, I should say shoulders. You can get lateral motion and like a circular motion. And the head tilts somewhat and back and forth. Pigtails, they're pretty stiff. You definitely could get some, I want to say, extreme poses with this figure, I feel. Now with the stand, you could probably even push that a bit more. So aesthetically speaking, this is a great looking figure. You know, the only thing I would do better maybe is the chest armor. You know, and this is my gripe with a lot of other Hasbro figures. You know, it looks very plasticky. Has a very plastic look to it. Again, you know, the hair, instead of like two plastic strands, you know, maybe they could have done something else. I mean, I don't know what the cost implications of that is, but I mean, I definitely would have given it a better look of realism. I like the color scheme. It definitely looks what I would imagine Cammy to be as a Power Ranger. Now, the different effect options you have, you use it with this stand here, and there's like a kind of like a bold socket type connector. And each of the three effects, this seems to be like some sort of crane effect. This is like some sort of, I guess, typhoon type effect, or whirlwind. And this looks like some sort of either, it looks like a fist in there, so some sort of shield or power punch type effect. Like so. And the crane one goes like this. And there's pegs here so Cammy can stand, and you could do, you know, more extreme type poses because she has to stand as support. Now, if you notice, you know, most Cammy poses, I mean, she's always kind of showing off the rear, you know, for good reasons. But you know, she does have some other poses. They're usually when she's doing her spinning kick. In my opinion, I mean, aside from putting the crane in the stand by itself, I mean, I don't see a practical use for it. It doesn't really allow putting it on the stand with Cammy. I mean, there's just really no room for it. You know, I would think maybe just put the crane on the stand and then put it like next to Cammy standing on her own. So great figure. You know, these are actually cheaper at GameStop than Amazon. Maybe, you know, it might be a good idea to support your local GameStop, you know, because it's nice to be able to go into a store and look at these things firsthand, you know, at least the box, and, you know, before you buy them. $33.99 at GameStop. I saw this on Amazon, $37.99 at the time I checked. They also have Ryu Crimson Hawk Ranger, and that's going for $35.99. Run to your local GameStop. They have both. Morphed Cammy Stinging Crane Ranger. Awesome buy. This was The Raging Geek. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come again soon. Take care.
Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks. Raging Geek, Retro, all things geek, where geeks can be geeks.